city. DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast. Dre on Wheelsy is the one. Let's get it. Yeah. Who with me? Let's get it. Yeah. Who with me? Yeah. I'm from the city. DC, that's where I'm from. Let's get it. 1130 podcast. Dre on Wheelsy is the one.
He the one, nigga.
So let's get it,
baby. He the one.
With me.
So breeze, baby.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Y'all already know what it is. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1130 podcast. What's good? How everybody doing out there? Wednesday, we are back at it on the podcast here on the radio. Good morning to everyone who's listening to me on EV Radio this morning. Yeah, let's get it. And for everyone who's joining me this week on the YouTube, man, for everyone who's watching on YouTube or tuning in this week, it's going to be a very interesting one. First time ever. During the editing process over the weekend, you guys, the video got mishandled, so it won't be a video, but you still will get the audio. You still won't get the excitement of the 1130 podcast with your host Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, like I said in the beginning, and with my awesome guest that will be joining me here in just a bit, you guys. But hey, don't let that stop you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube and subscribe to the 1130 podcast YouTube channel. Yes, for real, like it, leave a comment, do all that great stuff. And also, don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, like I said, man, I got an awesome, dope guest coming at us this week here on the podcast. My guy, Marlon Grant, you guys, and Jenae Murphy from Boston, Massachusetts, you guys. They are licensed financial therapists, you guys. Yes, they are the co-founders of Financial Therapy. They will be joining me here this week on the 1130 podcast, episode 96. Yes, we're on our way to 100, you guys. Yes, they will be joining me here on the podcast to chop it up on investment, the importance in life insurance and, stuff like that, man. It's going to be a really cool, informative episode. So, hey, man, it's 11:30, so it's time to, dive into some really cool stuff, man. So it's going to be great. But before we get to that, you guys, I want to shout out my guest who was on last week from South Africa, my guy, CB No Ghost. Thank you so much for joining me here on the 1130 podcast, man. It was really, really dope, man. Really, really dope. And speaking of the show, let's get in it. Marlon and Jenae, how's it going?
Hi, everyone.
Yes, hello.
Such a blessing to be a part of the show. We're excited.
Thank you. No problem. I appreciate you guys joining me here on the podcast. This is really, really awesome. Once again, Marlon reached out to me and, was just like, yo, man, you got all types of walk of life on your show. And yeah, man, I do, man. I just try to, bring a variety for everyone, different guests each and every week here on the podcast. So I thank you guys for reaching out to me to be on the show. So, we're going to kick it off. So how's life treating you guys? Jenae, Marlon?
Good. I mean, we're on the 1130 podcast. So that right there, that's wonderful. Because we appreciate we appreciate you taking, giving us the opportunity to be on your podcast. So thank you for that, Dre. But yeah, we're doing wonderful. We just here ready to change lives, put people in a better situation financially and emotionally, mentally.
Okay, cool. That's dope. We're gonna have some fun here on the podcast. But just to start it off, Jenae, Marlon, but we're gonna start with Jenae first. How do you guys get to this point, in your guys' journey, because you guys financial therapists now and it's taking off. So tell me and my listeners about it.
Well, so it started on a journey of just feeling the losses of money and people around us and just seeing the hurt and the pain within our community. And we fought to go get licensed. We learned all the information we needed to learn, and we decided to join together siblings. I'm like, look, Robo, you get it, I get it. This is bigger than us, and we need to get this out to the world. However we need to do it, we got to be ready to do it. So we just put our best foot forward. We started with a lot of business owners. We started there. So the cold market was really where it was, because we started to see the diminish of so many businesses since COVID hit.
Yeah, even businesses that we grew up with, but when COVID hit, a lot of businesses end up shutting their doors and will never open again.
Yeah, all because of poor financial planning and realizing what we know, that it didn't have to be that way. it hit us in a totally different manner.
Mm-hmm.
And then the therapy aspect comes from myself. I worked in mental health for a while with mentally ill adults. And my children's father has mental illness, but dealing with that notion of life and it's not being spoken about in our household, especially within the Black community, both aspects needed to be spoken about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what our mission is, to get everybody around that fear of revealing, because obviously all of us need some healing. We definitely believe in that, right? But it's the revealing part that is the challenge, because a lot of people feel like they have all the answers. They think that we're accountants, which we're not. We actually teach accountants what we know, and we join together with accountants. So there's many realms of finances, and a lot of people don't understand that aspect either. So just being able to help people understand, like, we're different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's
Absolutely
dope. That's dope. I like that. Marlon also talked about it, and Jenae was just talking about it as far as the pandemic goes, and a lot of businesses just went out the door. A lot of stuff closed down. A lot of people lost monies and stuff like that. How did you guys handle that? And as far as that goes.
So, you can't help everyone, so there's, like I said, there's businesses that went under, but the ones that did take our advice, that, did take the time to listen, and not just listen, but actually understand it and put action behind it, they're still up to this day. Reason being is just because we gave them information that they didn't have before. Right. So with that, because of that, they was able to do things that otherwise they would not have been able to do. Right. So because of that, they can now keep their doors open, whereas their neighbors had to shut their doors forever. Right. And it's like Jenae said, all it really comes down to is poor financial planning. And even with a lot of these businesses, especially the mom and pop ones, but a lot of the businesses, it's like they're living, I don't want to say paycheck to paycheck, but they're just making it. You know what I mean? They're just making it. So then when something like COVID happens, and if you don't have a reserve, right? We teach people how to build a reserve too. But if you don't have a reserve, then now you're pretty much shit out of luck. Now you lose everything. Your business goes under, and it didn't have to be that way. And it's unfortunate,
Yeah. It's some hard times, real hard times. You said the information that you spoke with, people to keep their business up to standing. What was the information that that you learned that blew your mind?
First off, there's a massive misconception about life insurance that we didn't understand until we had to go and like really dig deep and figure that part out. And there's certain tax codes that even the accountants, so they'll go to accountants to do our taxes, they don't know about this code. And that one particular code is held through life insurance in a particular way. And it's actually helped build some of the most well-known household names that we know that's been generational, such as Ray Kroc, J.C. Penney, Walt Disney. They became household names because they utilize life insurance in a particular way. And then there's a lot of different advantages through life insurance that a lot of business owners don't know about, but you know how times are changing. So because of our generation, we're coming up on the changes and the things that somebody who is maybe 20, 30 years our senior would not have. They're not going to go out and go seek this information because they're already settled in whatever they're settled in.
Right. They have the information they have, most of them. It's like they have that. They're not going to change their ways. You can't teach an old dog no tricks, right? So they're stuck in their ways. They're going to keep on that. So like Jenae said, we have newer information. Things evolve over time, right? And that's what we're running with. That's what we're going with. And it's the up-to-date information. That's not the dinosaur age. Not just kidding.
Hey, that's what's up. New information is always dope, trying to put it out there, especially, in the Black community about, money and businesses and stuff like that, because a lot of us don't know really too much, and we always was just taught what was, handled down to us. So, we trying to learn and do more. Financial therapy. All right. How did it come about?
Like I said earlier, it's a thing of that hurt, that pain. And we both sought out that information. For myself, I was dating somebody who was in the financial services for like 19 years. And I watched him help our counterparts make sure they were able to grow their money and keep their money tight, right? They already have an advantage. And then I realized, I'm like, first of all, like I'm hearing what you're doing. I'm not a part of this. Because at the time I was working in mental health. And I'm like, what you're doing is not important. Not even like that's important to my, like, I need to bring this information back home. Like, what is it going to take for me to do what you're doing? Because you've been doing this for 19 years. And I know for a fact that my family don't know about this. I know people down the street, everybody I grew up with, they don't know nothing about this. I can guarantee this. So just took us both in totally different situations, just in our walks of life, meeting people that were in the financial services, and we knew what they were doing. It was like, this is powerful. This is really, really powerful. And it's something that we all need to hear. All walks of life need to hear it. So we wanted to start in our community, especially because we're from Boston. We know for a fact all the people that are at a massive loss, because they're not thinking about other things behind the scenes of whatever it is that they're doing. And that's when we step in.
Okay, that's dope. That's really, really dope, though. You guys got any type of, like, far as like programs, far as, for the youth? Because, growing up, I wasn't taught, in school of how to open up a bank account or how to save or how to invest or, loans and stuff like that, especially in the Black community. Like I was saying, do you guys, provide classes for, those individuals so they can learn?
Yeah, so that's actually, it's funny you say that. That's actually something that we're in the process of. We speak about it all the time, but we are in the process of developing programs and different things whereas we could teach the youth. And as well as, I always like to speak this into existence, but we have plans on opening schools that teach about finances and as well as Black history, right? Teach the truth. Okay. So we have those type of goals and that type of vision in our mind. But like I said, we're not there just yet, but it will be in the very near future.
And note that all of our meetings is always an educational one. We always break down how certain things work, right? And we on our website, financialtherapyllc.com, we definitely have a questionnaire we've constructed to make it make sense, right? It has to make sense. I'm very analytical. So if it doesn't make sense, then we don't even want to deal with it. But we want to put things in people's faces so they can actually see what's going on in their personal finances and their mental, because it is definitely connected. And with that is a part of a program. We do hold a lot of seminars as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's dope. Because especially in my community, DC, where I'm from, and places all around the world, definitely need some type of guidance and help like that, and for the youth to learn and invest and save money, because every little bit money we get, we always kind of running into the store or blowing it or whatever like that. So Jenae and Marlon is somebody you really need to have on your team, so you get invest in. What's some best ways to save and invest your money to create generational wealth?
So the best way that I would say is through life insurance. By the way, it's life insurance awareness month, the month of September. Just throwing that out there.
Yes.
Shout out to everyone that has a life insurance policy. Hey,
yes.
Whether it's term or perm, at least you got one.
Right.
You don't got to set up a GoFundMe. Your family.
Right. That's what we're trying to get us away from, that beggar's mentality.
Okay.
I feel like, through life insurance, because at the end of the day, people don't understand how life insurance works. So that's when we come in and educate. Because if you don't know any better, you won't even understand like why you're moving the way you're moving. So we come in and we have to tear you down and build you back up.
Yeah, change your belief system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's definitely a way through life insurance, and it's really that simple, and covering all your assets and liabilities and stuff to not leave. This is how generational happens. You don't want to leave debt behind, because how is that helping the next generation? How is that helping? And that's not the part that people are thinking about. They're just thinking about, I just need enough to bury me. So in a lot of cases, yes. But in a lot of cases, like if you were out here buying houses, getting businesses and doing all these things, and you are underinsured to cover all those aspects of that's happening in your current lifestyle, you're not doing something correct. So we need to correct it, right?
And I want to throw this out there. So you spoke about generational wealth, creating it. So it is through life insurance. But it's through permanent life insurance to create real wealth.
Yes.
With term, you can, get a million, maybe even a few million possibly, but with the permanent one, that's how you create wealth. Reason being is because besides leaving a death benefit to the beneficiary, you're also accumulating cash inside of that account. So every time you fund this account, the cash inside of the account grows, earning uninterrupted compounding interest. All right. So it just continuously grows, grows, grows. Now, going back to what we said a little bit earlier, the reason why certain businesses was able to stay afloat and stay alive was because they had a life insurance policy. Okay. Now, with your life insurance policy, with the permanent ones, you can tap into the money. You can borrow against yourself as collateral. You can take a loan. So that's how we teach people to become their own bank. So, for example, okay, instead of them going to elsewhere to get a $50,000 loan, they take 50,000 from themselves out of their life insurance policy, tax free. All right. Not only is it tax free, but this money is not reportable to the IRS. It's also protected against creditors. All right. So it's very powerful. Now you pay the money back over time. There's no time frame. Just to summarize it, if you never pay the money back, let's say out of that, let's let's say out of $1 million, let's say the 50,000 plus the interest you never pay back on it, right? Let's say it equal to 100,000. When you're no longer here, the company takes 100,000 out that million. Your family gets 900,000. But you were still able to do everything that you wanted to do while you was here. You were still able to accomplish the same goals, just in a different way. Oh, another important thing too. Even though you took this 50,000 out, the money grows as if you never touched the money, because you're not actually taking it from that account. You're taking it from the financial institution, using it as collateral. All right. So it's very powerful. This is what the rich been doing for a long time, especially the 1%. The Ray Krocs of the world, the Walt Disneys, JC Penney's, Elon Musk, like all these people, right? They all have policies. McDonald's, like Jenae said earlier, we wouldn't even know who they are to this day if they didn't have a life insurance policy, because that's the route they went in order to keep their business alive during the Great Depression. And right now we're headed, times are rough. We got COVID going on. We could be headed back in that same direction, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just a very powerful tool for now and for the later. So you get to grow your money now, as well as leave millions of dollars behind for your family, when you're no longer here, rather than not prepare. And then your family's putting up GoFundMe.
Anthony Johnson is a really big case going on right now.
Yeah.
When I read that, and I'm usually a really calm individual, allegedly. I will say that allegedly because my brother know I could go off, right? But on a daily, outside of my brother seeing me act up, I'm really calm, cool, and collected until I seen that, and it pissed me off, because it was just something. The way and my condolences to her and the family, right? Because they hurt me, and this is why we do what we do. There's people hurting just like her, or will be hurting just like her, all because they're not educated. We're not, and then it's the thing of, were you being ignorant, or were you being irresponsible? Because we don't know. What if someone like us comes into your life? We're a blessing, and we're walking into people's lives. We consider ourselves blessings to everybody, because we're about to give you something that we know for a fact you don't know, because this situation could have been totally different. And now she has the nerve to say it's fake love to a lot of people, when it's like, we grew up with, what goes on in this house stays in this house. I don't know if is that something that you've heard growing up?
No, I mean, like far as like family business goes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So take that with the finances, because ain't nobody going to talk about what's going on financially in their household, right? But now it's everyone else's responsibility to now help you bury your husband. That's not fair, because that's nobody's job. We are all adults out here trying to make it. You can't say that's fake love, because nobody was in your household paying those bills, taking care of them kids. That was on you guys. Y'all are adults. We have to teach our children how to be adults. This is part of adulting. Unfortunately, it's not an easy conversation, but that's why we have the therapy aspect behind it, because it has to be had. And we have to just strip it all down so that you know that you still have a way to win, regardless.
Yeah. You guys right. You guys are totally right. I did read about that story and I was like, yo, man, that is crazy. They are coming up with the, the GoFundMe pages and stuff like that. Why do you think so many people don't have life insurance?
I think people don't understand the true value. That's one. Some people are just selfish. That's another. But I really think it's people don't understand the true value. And then the another one is people don't think they're gonna die, or not tomorrow. Not today, not tomorrow. They're gonna die 100 years from now. And so that's the other thing. We always think we have more time, and that's not true.
Death is a scary conversation to have because we're afraid of the unknown already, right? So change is automatically hard, and we don't know what death is, right? We see it happening, it hurts us. We have to grieve. We have to go through a process after that, but life still has to go on. So we only know about living. So we come in and we have to try to get people to just sit down and listen for an hour. Just listen to what we gotta tell you, because it's not what you think it is. It's a hard misconception based off of how it's been portrayed in the media, because you only see life insurance policies for like $14 because that's the term. They only pay out about 1% of those anyways. But what if there's a different way on the other side? And if you aren't willing to listen to the other side, then you're just going to be at a loss. And you're going to be I need to go fund me because I need to put there's living benefits to life insurance. And a lot of people don't know that part. Like something can happen
even
to you,
with the term policies.
Critical, chronic, terminal. They will cut you whatever your death benefit is, depending on how severe your illness is, to make sure you can live. But people don't know these things. And that's why we do what we do. We hit these streets hard because this is information that we know people that have had strokes, have breast cancer. We brought this information to them, but they didn't want to act instantly. And then shit happened. And now it's like, well, you thought you had time.
And then it's too late. Even they're alive, but it's too late. They're no longer insurable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. That really is sad. You guys are right, because it's some cases where people, do wait, and just like my man Marlon said, some people think that death won't come. Like everybody got their date. Everybody got their date, but is it also whereas some people is not being helped, especially like in the Black community, to get life insurance and tell them the importance on getting life insurance and stuff like that?
Yeah, I would say 100% say yeah. I think that's a lot of it is not having the education behind it. At least some type of knowledge behind it. We don't have it. And then, if we don't get paid, we don't make a lot of money, most of us, and things like that. So that does play an effect, but to a certain extent. Reason I say to a certain extent is because most of us also blow our money, whatever little money we do have, on foolish things, on things that's not necessities, right? So it's like, let's say we did get a life insurance policy for $1 million, even if it's a term, right? At least you have something. Now, if you're no longer here, something happens to you tomorrow, you're not just changing the family's lifestyle. They're now out of the projects, out of whatever rough neighborhood they was in. You're putting them in a different place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I feel like the perspective we're trying to get people to really see, especially the younger generation, our generation right now, and the 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds, just starting in college. Like, we need you to understand that it's bigger than them, right? Something happens to you, and you grew up in the projects. Imagine everybody in the projects right now. Everybody is covered with $1 million. Something happens to either one of them, you are able to now move to the west side of Massachusetts where all the mansions are. You're putting your family in a position where they can upgrade outside of what you've learned and known. Because that's the point. A lot of us have children. Do you have children?
No.
Oh, we have children. I have 2 girls and he has 3 boys. And our goal is always to make sure our children's lives is better than what we did, right? That's usually what a lot of parents say. Like, I don't want them to have to deal with their struggles are not going to be our struggles. And even though we ain't at work and doing all these things and trying to set stuff up, what is the backup plan? We're big backup planners.
Nothing but facts. Nothing but facts. Hey, yo, Marlon and Jenae, yo, sit tight. And for everyone who is listening this week on EB Radio and YouTube, yo, we're going to take a quick, short break, you guys. Real short break. And when we come back, we got the rest of the show, you guys, for real. You're listening to the 1130 podcast, you guys. Man, don't go nowhere, for real. Don't go nowhere.
Welcome to EB Radio.
Everyone has something to say, a story to tell. We make it easy to share yours. So let's talk.
Regardless of your podcast setup, hit record. And from there, whether your podcast reaches 10 people or 10 million, we can help you get heard wherever listeners are.
And who knows, maybe even quit your day job.
But no matter who hears you, it's about connecting and sharing something from your perspective.
It's about having a voice and using it without anything standing in your way. Say it all with Anchor.
Yo, what up? This your boy Kenneth Stones, aka Coffee Weaston. This your boy DOE Good Brother Bowl. And we are the Dirty Hills. You already know, man, you tuning in to 1130 podcast. Mm-hmm. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Dude, that's my job. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Yeah. And you have been Dirty Hills approved.
Yo, we're back here on EB Radio and YouTube. You guys, welcome back to the 1130 podcast. Appreciate everyone sticking with me throughout the commercial break. Yeah, we had to pay some small bills here, but we're back here with Marlon Grant and Jenae Murphy. They are the co-founders of Financial Therapy. They here, man, talking it up, chatting with me, man, on the podcast about investing, man, and money and life insurance, man. This is good. Hey, yo, we're going to move on here on the 1130 podcast, you guys. It's time for the 1130 podcast hot seat. Hey, yo, Marlon and Jenae, I got 6 questions. You know, whoever answered first, you know, it's up to you guys. We're going to roll with it.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. What's been your biggest mistake so far in life, and what did you learn from it?
Wow. So, one of my biggest mistakes in life, I would say would be getting married when I wasn't fully ready. And what did I learn from it? Not to do that dumb shit again.
you were just a little bit too young for it?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't really young, but I was young enough. I was 25, but I knew I wasn't fully ready, and I let family members and different ones, and I was just like, they was like, oh, you're never gonna be ready, just do it. And yeah, I did it. And that didn't work out too well in the end.
Yeah, we all make mistakes when we're young. We all make mistakes. All right. Looking back on your life, what have you done that has given you the most satisfaction?
For me, what we do now, creating a whole business that's geared towards helping other people and getting the education out, and just we deserve more, and that right there is gratifying. And making sure that my children, they see how hard we grind, how hard I grind, and I'm doing it as a single mom. So definitely I'm satisfied with knowing that I am who I am, and I'm unapologetically who I am.
Okay, cool. I like that answer, I really do. If you had the power to correct one problem in the world, what would it be?
Racism.
Cool, nice. I like that one. Me too, because it's why we can't end racism, man.
Right.
So crazy. How soon do you need to start saving for retirement?
18. If not sooner.
Yeah, as soon as possible.
As
soon as possible.
If you're a parent, you need to insure your children and start a $1 million baby account. Start one of those. That is actually a whole permanent life insurance that I know. What's his name? Donald Trump actually had it as a baby. Let's get it started. It starts as a baby.
Okay. Do you find praise or criticism to be more motivating?
Damn, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
I actually like criticism. When people tell me
I would say the same.
I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, we'll see.
Yeah, I would say the same because we're pretty humble. So praise, I mean, we like to praise, but it's whatever. But yeah, when someone's criticizing, then it's like Jenae said, we want to be the best version of ourselves. So
Yeah, I think we all need some type of criticism, kind of like push us, to the
if
wall.
It's constructive, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you over here hating on the side and I can feel it, trust and believe, I'm about to show up and show out.
See, look, and that's why I say it go both ways, either constructive or non-constructive. And if you hating, then look, you're gonna watch this glow up. So
right.
Ain't that right?
All right. What is the biggest lie people tell themselves?
You can't do it to yourself, telling yourself that you can't do something. Most of us, we underestimate ourselves. We put all these thoughts in our head of in our mind of why we can't do something, but we could do it. It's just, it's all in our head. It's a mindset thing.
Yeah, you're right. It's all in our heads, though. We can never just be like, accept ourselves that we could do it. We always just put the fear in it that we're going to even fail, or,
Right.
we're always afraid of what someone else think about us, though. So, you gotta forget what people think about you, I usually ask this question before, I usually ask this question every week on the podcast. Jenae and Marlon, what inspires you both?
I think my children, for me, my children inspire me to just do better, because it's like, I don't have choice. I got to make sure they're good. Like, what's my next move? When, you know what I mean? Like, I have to always be on my P's and Q's to make sure like they're straight.
Okay.
And the people around me, like, I keep a real tight knit circle because I'm really big on energy, and people's energy can be very inspiring. Just because they are who they are. Like, your energy is inspiring because you just you. You're not putting up a front for nobody. Appreciate the hell out of that. I don't like fake people around me. And once I see that skin shed from snakes, it's like,
I'm with you all day. I'm with you.
Hey, so I ain't trying to copy, but everything Jenae just said, like, my kids though, for real though, and pretty much everything she said is like, that's the reason, is making sure they good and creating that generational wealth for them as well as their kids, grandchildren, like that's what we want. Like that's what we're going to get. But I'm just saying that's what we want, because it's important. And if white people could do it, if all the other communities can do it, why can't we do it? Right? We can definitely do it.
Preach.
They leaving over here, leaving millions upon millions, and they already got millions, and they're still leaving more, right? And then sadly, we meet with certain people that they don't even like. Yeah, you want to leave your kids something, like, oh no, they good. I had a rough, so they can just they can figure it out. Like what kind of mentality is that? You know what I mean? It's like. And then they're like, oh, they're not going to know what to do with the money, this and that. It's like, educate them. Like, that's what it comes down to, is educating them, right? You educate yourself some more, right? First of all, talking like that. And then you educate your children, so that way you can, feel good about getting life insurance, right? To leave them money behind and know that money is going to grow for the entire family for generations upon generations to come, and not be selfish and be like, oh, well, I figured it out. I'm from such and such, and I had it rough, and I grew up with a single mother, the stories, right? It's like, you could change that though. Like you can be the one to change all of that around.
And then we tell them, you feel that way, get a will or a trust.
Right. Yeah.
Be in control in that aspect. If you can't be in control of death, then at least figure out another way where you don't feel that type of fear around your family being able to be prosperous.
You're right. I definitely understand what you're saying on that one, though. I seen a conversation. I think I seen something. I think Shaq said something about, because he was like, yo, my kids can't, have none of the money that I worked for because it was rough for me or whatever like that, and just like we spoke on it earlier, I just think that's just, just not being educated, just not knowing, it's just, we as Black people has just been let down so many times, and, the truth don't really get to us. The truth really don't get to us. So I definitely understand what you guys saying. In 5 years, where do you guys see financial therapy?
Oh, that's a good one. We're gonna have a chain of agents. This is gonna be an agency all over the world. We're gonna make sure we open it up. We're gonna have people in place to do what we're doing right now. Hit the streets, educate, get to the people that need to hear it, because people are having babies all day, every day, right?
Sure is.
And if that ain't the case, somebody's trying to open up a business, and this is happening on a constant. So I'm trying to be big. Y'all, the world gonna know our names. We're gonna be the financial McDonald's out here.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Speaking of McDonald's, I love McDonald's. I'm gonna be the McDonald's of podcasting. So
that's right.
I'm gonna remember that.
I'm at 11:30 every day.
I'm gonna indeed remember that. What you guys be doing on your free time? What you guys watch on Netflix or whatever?
I don't really watch TV.
Okay.
I really don't watch television. I'm constantly studying the material, just making sure I'm better, meeting with people all the time. And in my free time, if we can hang out, we'll go support people's events that are our clients, and just trying to come up with new ideas on how to be better, how to be bigger, and how to get us to this goal of being a financial McDonald's, right? Hanging out with my family, really, making sure I spend time with the kids, my brother, my nephews, my sisters, and stuff like that. So,
okay.
Definitely a lot of family time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any type of financial family drama you guys trying to headbutt with each other that it'd be kind of
there'd be a lot of these clowns in the family that don't want to listen.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. But you can't help everyone. So some people they gotta come back around. Yeah,
they have to fall first, and then telling you, I be telling people, you go ahead and have a GoFundMe. They will not be a part of that. I'm not doing it. I've already announced to the family.
Okay.
Right, go ahead and do your thing. Go ahead and croak tomorrow. They ain't putting 5 cents in nothing. I'm good. Because you didn't want to listen. That's your ignorance, not mine.
Okay. I love it. Yo, you guys, man, I appreciate you guys joining me this week here on the 1130 podcast. Marlon and Jenae, before you guys go in, shout out to any questions, anything you'd like to say?
We just shout out our family, all our loved ones, shout out you, Dre, for having us on here. Shout out our company, Financial Therapy LLC. Shout out my sister Jenae. We about to take the world by storm.
Y'all gonna know our name.
Changing lives.
Anybody who's hearing this right now, don't even think about it. If you want more information, there's no obligation to anything. It's literally a free hour's worth of education and just understanding stuff. Go on our website, financialtherapyllc.com. Look at what we're doing. It's not as bigger than what you think it is, and don't be afraid to talk to us. Everything's confidential.
Yeah, and we do a lot more than life insurance. That's the topic we stuck to today, but we do a whole lot of things.
There's a lot of other things that people need to hear about. If you already have retirement plans, talk about it, because you don't know the distribution process. Guaranteed.
Let's teach you how to have a tax-free retirement. That's another conversation, but
yes. So financialtherapyllc.com. Hit us up. Our IGs, Jenae's Financial Therapy, that's spelled JENAES, and Marlon's Financial Therapy, or go to Financial Therapy LLC on IG, Facebook, Jenae Murphy, Marlon Grant, Facebook. I don't know what else I'm missing out, but
yeah, people stay hungry for the knowledge. Stay hungry for knowledge. Because that knowledge is power.
And there's no judgment. We ain't judging you, because we meet with millionaires and we meet with people who don't got nothing. So we've already dealt with all scales of people. So don't feel embarrassed about your situation, because we were there too. We were once there too until we got educated. Now we're winning.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what you got to do. You got to win out here, for real. Especially in these times, though. Especially last year. Man, if last year didn't motivate you, especially sitting in the house to try to do something with your time, so like for real, keep at it. I dig what you guys doing. Financial therapy is going to the top, for real, going to the top, speaking into existence, for real. I appreciate you guys joining me here on the 1130 podcast this week. This was an awesome time. I want y'all to stay blessed, stay safe, and everyone who's listening to me on EB Radio and YouTube, make sure you go to financial therapy and try to save your money and invest, get life insurance for real. So you won't be asked out, man, for real. But yeah, once again, Marlon, Jenae, thank you for joining me this week here on the 1130 podcast. Appreciate it so much, Jenae and Marlon. Thank you so much for coming through here on the podcast, man. I think this is the first time I had a brother and sister duo here on the podcast, man. This was really, really awesome. And I think this is also the first time I had, people, a guest come on and, talk about, investments and life insurance and the importance of life insurance. And I tell you, man, like I was talking to them earlier in the show, man. Going to school, they didn't teach us, how to start a bank account, open up a bank account and, write checks and, invest in, this life insurance and what you're going to need. And, they didn't, man. So, this is stuff that we have to go out and learn. And, the world right now is it's so wicked. It's so wicked. And it was so interesting that what Jenae was talking about by, AJ Johnson, the comedian's family right now is trying to find money to bury him. And the famous actor, played in Friday, and obviously he played in the Players Club, but it's real sad, man. As far as us in the Black community, man, we don't really get taught, the importance of life insurance and stuff like that. But life insurance in general. So I appreciate Jenae and also Marlon for coming through here on the podcast. My guy Marlon reached out to me, man. He was like, "Yo, I dig this, man. I really do." I apologize that the video got misplaced, my guy, and Jenae also. I apologize. But man, oh man, I thank you guys for having an awesome time here on the 1130 podcast this week. This was awesome. This was really, really awesome, you guys. Financial Therapy LLC, you guys check them out. Go follow them on Instagram, you guys. Marlon Financial Therapy, Jenae's Financial Therapy. Go follow them, you guys, on Instagram and, help better, do some investments and, get some life insurance going for real. For real. Check them out. Yo, but we're going to move on here on the 1130 podcast, you guys. Man, oh man, obviously, you guys, you can't see the video got misplaced, man. And I have my Baltimore Ravens hoodie on, man. Man, oh man. The game this past Sunday was off the chain. I was going wild, man. Going nuts. Going super nuts. And I'm like, yo, man, all right, man, we down. They came back. Well, Detroit Lions came back. They scored that field goal. And they left enough time on the clock for my Ravens to come down there to not even get in field goal range. Not even get in field goal range, man. I'm just sitting there like, yo, man. All right. But I'm like, he going for it? The longest field goal in NFL history, 66 yards. I was loving it. I know every Detroit Lions fan was pissed. I'm talking about super pissed like that, man. He went for the field goal and everybody was like, yo, he's not making this. But I mean, like, that's Justin Tucker though. So I mean, like, are you really going to bet on Justin Tucker? Nah, I wouldn't bet on him. I wouldn't bet on him, just like I probably wouldn't bet on Tom Brady though. But hey, that's another topic for another, episode. But nonetheless, man, 66 yards. Yes, he's gonna kick this jump, and man, he kicks it and it bounced off the upright. Yo, it bounced off, and everybody like, yeah, hell yeah, and the motherfucker go right in. Man, you talking about the commentary team was so silent, so quiet. You couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, man, because I was doing something at the moment. And, I watched it. I was like, yeah, we won. And I didn't even know it bounced off the goalie and went in. But, man, it bounced off the jump and went in, bro. Like, unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable, yo. Man. What else, man? Yo, what else? WTF moment coming up, you guys. It is time for the WTF moment of the week. Yes, you guys. WTF moment of the week. Yo, at the zoo in the Bronx, New York, man. Yo. It's the pandemic going on, man. I don't think too many people are still on lockdown or whatever like that. I mean, maybe the animals, at the zoo, maybe, I don't know. They got a lot of time on their hands or something like that, but at the zoo this past weekend, you guys, man, oh man, it was some kids there. Yo, they went there and try to enjoy themselves, but the gorillas wanted to enjoy themselves also. Now, for those who are, watching on YouTube or listening in, check this video out, man. Like, for real. Like, what would you do if you had kids there and gorillas just, was like, yo, you know what, man? Let's put on the performance for them. They all watching, though. Like, check this out.
Oh, no. Oh my God! Oh no! Don't look, Josie. Oh damn! That was good Lord.
WTF, right? WTF. Like, we just sitting there chilling, got the kids and everything. Gorilla come over, mama gorilla come over and just like, well, you know what? I don't even know. Hey, look here. You know what? I'm just gonna say gorilla came over. I don't know if that was mama gorilla or daddy gorilla, but the simple fact of the matter is, though, it was done. You feel me? I couldn't believe it, holding my child, and I'm like, what is going on? You feel me? Like, we really gotta explain our kids. Like, yeah, we gotta leave. They want to see the gorillas. But yeah, we gotta see them. They doing something inappropriate. Like you think people will be doing something inappropriate, and that's the reason why we gotta leave. But no, the animals though is doing something inappropriate. Like, WTF, man? I'm telling you. That's why I show the videos each and every week, man, because I know you just won't believe it, man. You just wouldn't believe it if you ain't seen it. For real. WTF, man. Man, oh man. Man, what a show it has been. It's been an awesome show, you guys. Awesome show here on the 1130 podcast this week, man. I'm so excited, but I'm so kind of like, the fact that the video, got misplaced and everything, you guys. So, man, I apologize. But each and every Wednesday, we here on EB Radio and we here on YouTube. So, hey, I learned in podcasting going on 2 years in December, and also coming up on the 100th episode of doing this each and every weekend, week out. Like, every week ain't gonna be, it's not gonna be on a high, or whatever like that. But when them times that it's not always, it's gonna be great or a 100%. You got to keep your mindset there, because if you don't keep your mindset there, you will get really lost at, your point of really doing the podcast and stuff like that. Just each week, have fun, man, have fun. And, I pride myself to be, consistent and saying, I'm going to have a video, have this, each week or whatever. So for this, man, you couldn't, man, I was scratching my head like I don't know what this weekend, man, for real. But, like I said, it ain't gonna stop nothing. No days off, man. We here each and every Wednesday with the 1130 podcast. So I appreciate everyone who tuned in to this episode. Thank you so much. Before we head on out of here, you guys, for real, I was talking about my sweater with the Ravens earlier, man. That was good. But you guys, man, head over to the 1130 podcast Instagram page. Yes, head over. I want to thank everyone who supported the 1130 podcast apparel. Yes, I thank you so much. Who bought a hoodie, who bought a shirt, who bought a hoodie, who bought a shirt. For real, thank you so much. I appreciate it a lot, man. For real, it means a lot. It really, really, really do. I also want to shout out real quick. I want to shout out my guys Luke and Chris from the Den Weight podcast, who was here on the 1130 podcast previously. Head over to YouTube and check out that episode, which it will have video. It will have video, man. This is only a 1 week thing, man. But yeah, man, they had me on their podcast this past Monday. It was awesome, man. I thank you guys so much, man. For real, so much. Man, during the whole time that these guys, was like, yo, man, your episode is coming out this day and this day. The video clip that I released on my story on Instagram, man, and I was in contact with them a lot, before the episode came out, because the headphones that I used on that episode, with some headphones that I used with Helen, and then we had to redo that episode and it really didn't sound so good. So I was thinking, man, I was like, you guys got some dope editors, huh? For real. Or maybe, hey, it just didn't mess up that part. But it was an awesome episode. You guys go check out the Den the Way podcast and follow them on Instagram. And also, you guys, like I was saying, man, thank for everyone who support the 1130 podcast apparel. If you dig it and you love it, man, go get a shirt. I appreciate it so much, you guys, for real. And this is the last episode of September. Man, this year it's just going by, man, for real. Next week is going to be lit. The week after going to be lit. The week after that is going to be lit. We are coming up on the 100th episode of the 1130 podcast, man. Yes, for real. I thank everyone who tune in each and every week. It's going to be some dope guests coming up, man, for real. It's going to be really, really cool. 2-hour episode, you guys. 2-hour episode. Stay tuned to the 1130 podcast social media platforms and digitals, for some more updated details on the show, for real. But other than that, you guys, man, I'm about to head on out of here. I hope everyone stays safe, stay blessed, give all the glory to the Almighty God, man. Won't he do it, man? He will do it, for real. And it's been an awesome one. Shout out to everyone on EB Radio, man, my whole EB Radio family. Shout out to my guy, Bar, man, for real. We doing it big, man, for real. It's your man, Dre, a.k.a. Dre on Wheels, and I'm out.
I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels, he is the one. Let's get it, Who with me? Let's get it, Who with me? I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. Let's get it. 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels, he is the one.
He the one, nigga.
So let's breeze, baby.
He the one.
Who with me?
So breeze, baby.
Let's get it. Who with me? Yeah, they gon' hate, but they ain't stopping this. I'ma keep making hits. Dre and Wills, it ain't no copying. Was you sitting there on the carpet with us? Yeah, we knew we had some options. We blessed, we ain't got no problems. Speak something that